Oh, how y'all doing? I'm going to talk about this today. Thou shalt not steal. But why? Why does God say that? God says these four words: thou shalt not steal. And he believes that man should have the intelligence and the common sense to understand those four words. I've noticed some of them don't. Okay. But God, in his sovereignty, he believes that man should have an understanding of those four words. Thou should not steal. Does he say why? Does he say what kind of circumstances? No, he just said thou should not steal. So you can put in parentheses, thou should not steal for any reason. Because he never says you can only steal if. You can only steal if that, this, and the other. He said you shouldn't steal for any reason. You can put that in parentheses. Whether you are in corporate America, whether you work for the government, you shouldn't steal paper clips, you shouldn't steal pencils, nothing. Now, throughout the scripture, there is some more, they expound on stealing a little bit more. Proverbs, God says, if you steal from your father or your mother, you are a companion of the destroyer. You are the worst kind of person in the world, and that is true. Solomon in Proverbs says, if your friends entice you to do this or do that, he said, don't consent. Okay, so is something more to say about stealing. The scripture also says that God does understand why a man steals if he's hungry. That God does understand that, but it does not take away from you still shouldn't steal. The commandment, you still shouldn't steal. Now, preachers don't really talk about that much, because I think preachers are of the thinking that, okay, there are four words. You should have, I don't need to keep preaching the Ten Commandments. You should just read them for yourself. You should understand those four words. Thou shalt not steal. Now, see, you can see the generational curses throughout the generations. And during slavery, a little bit after slavery, they stole chickens. During the Jim Crow era, the great-great-grandfather stole cotton. And then the next generation, the great-grandfather did an armed robbery at a convenience store. And then the grandfather, he's in jail for armed robbery and murder. So now your father is in jail for armed robbery and murder. It's not going to get out anytime soon. So what are you? You're about to go to jail for armed robbery and murder. Multiple counts of armed robbery and murder, because if you try to steal from two people, that's two counts, okay? So you're in this generation, you are about to go to jail for armed robbery and murder, okay? Several counts. So you can see where the generations, it just goes, the generational curse goes from generation to generation. See, the black man at this point in time, he's only using about 1/8 of a cup of his brain. And 1/8 of a cup is not very much. That's what 2 tablespoons about. Because 1/4 of a cup is about like this, okay? So you can imagine what 1/8 of a cup is. But in this day and age, the black man, the young black male, is using only 1/8 of his brains. And if whatever this compulsion says to go steal or go do this or go kick a man, they're only using that. They're not using any kind of reason at all. Like, okay, if I rob this person and kill him, that's 30 years. I won't see daylight again. That's 40 years in jail. I won't see daylight again. See, it's that 1/8 of a cup of brain that tells 8 to 12 black men to beat up this man in New York City and leave to make sure he's half dead. Don't even know him, don't know anything about him, and then get his wallet, which has $20 in it. That's that 1/8 of a cup of brain that these black males are using to do that. Now, they're not reasoning, because they left the man practically brain dead. So they're not reasoning that each of them going to get at least 30 to 40 years for that. They won't see daylight as of today. Most of the ones that they have caught, 8 to 12, will not see daylight as of today. And let me guess, let's say the average age is 18. They won't see daylight until they're 58. 58 years old. All of them will be fat, ugly, and gray hair. but they're going to lose their freedom, and they're not thinking about that. They just saying, okay, I'm going to beat up this innocent bystander, I'm going to kick him and all that, and I'm going to take his $20 wallet. So and it's that 1/8 of a cup of a black man who comes out of a juvenile facility, sees an old black woman about to pick up her children from school, and what does he do? He shoots her in the stomach, grabs a pocketbook, die. That's a black man who's only thinking with 1/8 of his brain, acting on impulse control. That's attempted murder. If she dies from it, it's going to be upgraded to first-degree murder. Okay, so he's what? Let's say I think he was 18. He won't see daylight until he's probably in his 60s or 70s. Because he's not going to even live that long in prison. I doubt that he even lived that long myself. Anyway, he will be a senior citizen by the time he gets out. All because of that one act. He didn't even reason within himself. Now, why should you not steal? There was this movie, is Alex Haley, a book by Alex Haley called Mama Flora's Family. Now, I'm not going to go through the whole story, but Mama Flora's first and only husband is what I understand, he got shot by a white man for stealing cotton. He went over there to a white man's farm, stole some cotton. The white man got his dogs to chase him, found him at his house, shot him dead, and he's gone to hell, just like that. And what Mama Flora said in the movie was that he stole something, and it cost him his life. Okay, and I've never forgotten that one lesson out of the whole movie that I saw. It was a very good movie. She said it cost him his life. So that's one reason why you shouldn't steal, because it might cost you your life. Have you heard the headlines? 16-year-old performs a home invasion right after he gets out of juvenile prison, shot dead by the homeowner, dead, gone to hell. What about the two brothers, 17, 19 years old? They home burglarized this man, 3 of them. The 2 brothers shot dead, gone to hell. His mother's grieving right now because, you know what, she should grieve that her 2 teenage sons are dead. But the worst part is they both gone to hell, both of them, because they were trying to steal from a man. Hey, what about the young black man who got shot dead? He's gone to hell because he stole somebody's car. Duh. What about the 2 grown black men who went to a convenience store, pistol whipped I guess he was Arab clerk, pistol whipped him and so on. So they got out of the store. So then the Arab found a pistol that was hidden. And so he runs out after them, and what does he do? He shoots at both of them. He kills one. See, he's dead and gone to hell because he was trying to steal. So that's all the more reason why you should not steal, because it may cost you your life. Now, as an aside, you take like Walmart will hire some local police, or they'll hire some security people, and they always looking at the blacks to make sure no blacks don't eat any M&Ms from them or something. They always do that because the security cameras, the Walmart security cameras are always on the blacks. They're not on the whites. Now, the white woman, I'm just being real, is doing all the stealing. And I'm going to tell you how these white women from the suburbs steal. If they want to steal some perfume, right? They'll take the perfume out. No, first they'll do is say, can I try? They'll get another dress. They got the perfume. So when they go in the dressing room to try on the dress, they just take the perfume out of the box. They leave the box in the dressing room. And then they just put the perfume in the pocketbook. Okay, so then they walk out. They do the same with cameras, crayons, whatever they want to steal. The best stealers are these white female suburban white suburbs. These white female suburban women, housewives. They're the ones who steal the lotions, the perfumes, the shower curtains, whatever. Cameras. They're the ones who steal it. But the cameras are on the blacks. Blacks are always getting arrested for one thing or another. And like I said, the security team is looking at the blacks because they want to make sure blacks don't eat any M&Ms or whatever. That's just an aside. Okay, let me say this, that if some store falsely accuse you of stealing, you can sue that store for defamation of character or personal injury, because if they accuse you of stealing, that is a personal injury. I know a girl she's not a girl. The store accused her of stealing. She was arrested. She sued the store. She sued 2 stores, as a matter of fact, and because the first store accused her, and I think she sued the police department too. Okay, she excuse me, sweating in this. Okay, she sued the police department. Got a pretty decent settlement too. And one of those stores was Walmart. Okay, I'm gonna tell you the whole story. Okay, Dollar General accused her of stealing because they were going by facial recognition. But this is in a small town, so people know who you are. So Dollar General accused her of stealing. Walmart, and she worked at Walmart at the same time, and so Walmart had her arrested at Walmart. Okay, so she sued Dollar General, Walmart, and the police department. Okay, she got something. I don't know what she got, but she got something. Okay, but so you can sue, and I've heard of other people suing these stores for defamation of character, because that is a personal injury when people falsely accuse you. Just like I told the store. I told the manager, I talked to him, I said, if you accuse me of stealing, I'm going to sue you and the company. I mean, that was just a warning. I'm warning him. I said, and I repeated myself. I said, I said, first of all, you better have some proof that I'm stealing. You know, I have a receipt for everything I buy at the stupid store. But I told him, I said, look, I said, you better make sure you have some proof. That's what I told him. But I said, look, if you accuse me of stealing, I said, I'm going to sue you and this store. Okay? So I'm just warning him. I gave him a fair warning. So you can sue a store if they falsely accuse you of stealing. But look, sometimes stealing will cost you your life. That's why you shouldn't steal. Have a nice day.